Hello, beautiful soul. In this video, I want to talk about how our abundance gets blocked when we're stuck in toxic dynamics. So, when we're stuck in toxic dynamics and we're actively trying to improve our situation, we're trying to manifest more abundance in our lives, and it's just not happening, and we're doing all the things that we think will lead to that manifestation, we're trying to keep improving our vibration and keeping our attention on what we want, trying to pour energy into that, but we're stuck in toxic dynamics. This is actually blocking that from happening. And we know this because it's not happening and it's not showing up. When we're in a state of flow, abundance flows to us. There's no resistance. So the first step is actually identifying, what are the toxic dynamics? Who are the energy vampires, or what are the energy vampires in our life? Where's our energy being drained? When we're in toxic dynamics, we're going to feel drained. And toxic people and toxic dynamics can be people that create chaos, drama, conflict, competition, people that criticize, gaslight, really toxic people, but also people that compete with us and that just require a lot of energy to deal with. This could be workplaces as well that are toxic, that drain our energy. So things that aren't reciprocal, where we're pouring into things, we're giving of ourselves, and those people, things are not giving back, they're just causing more energy to be lost, more exhaustion. These are things to be looking at. Because when our energy is being drained by energy vampires, we don't have enough energy left. We're exhausted. We're not going to have what we require in terms of personal resources, in terms of time, energy, those types of things, to direct the attention into making our reality the way we want it to be, to grow our abundance. And so that keeps us stuck. That keeps our abundance blocked. And toxic dynamics also include anything that involves games, manipulation, anything that distorts the truth. Because when we're uncertain, when people are playing games, when they're manipulating us, when we're not sure of someone's intentions, that takes space in our head. We're trying to decipher things. We're trying to understand things. It's taking up precious space in our brain that we could be leaving open to generating new ideas, to create abundance, to grow our abundance. Any inauthenticity, even if it's unintentional inauthenticity, that can really distort the truth as well. That can create more toxicity. Being in denial, not being authentic, not telling the truth, all of these things create emotional turmoil. And when we're in that space of emotional turmoil, we're not going to be able to generate abundance. We're not going to be able to manifest what we want in our lives. Another one is negativity. So even if the people that we're around or the environments that we're in are not toxic in those other ways, but there's a high level of negativity, that's going to affect our abundance. That's going to block our abundance. People that are narrow-minded, people that are projecting their own fears, insecurities, things like this onto us, that's going to block our abundance. So it's really important to take a look at who are we surrounding ourselves with. And it's not about surrounding ourselves with people who have toxic positivity and are just going to agree with everything we say and say everything's a great idea. It's not about that. It's about authenticity. It's about choosing positivity, but still being authentic and truthful in the process. And negativity can also be generated by us. If we're focusing on harm that's come to us, or injustices or wrongdoings, these things can really clog up our abundance as well. It's about forgiving the things that have happened to us, not condoning or accepting them, but acknowledging that we're ready to accept the situation for what it is, not the behavior, but the situation, that this has happened, this injustice occurred. So for me, it's about letting go of those emotions attached to any unjust behavior towards me and moving forward and allowing karma and the universe to address that in the way that's needed when the time is right. So when we've identified these toxic behaviors or toxic dynamics, so energy drainers and energy vampires, or people that are manipulative, or just negativity in general, then we need to start implementing things to protect ourselves. So we put boundaries in place, we detach, we limit contact as much as possible with these people and these dynamics. And then it's about doing the self-work. It's about understanding that we are worthy of good things. We've created an environment that's peaceful now. We're building ourselves up. We're building our self-confidence. We're believing that we can achieve these things. We don't have the negativity holding us back or the toxic dynamics pulling us into their chaos and drama. That's like over there. We're in our own lane, focusing on ourselves and building ourselves up and caring for ourselves and doing the inner work that we need to do. And I feel like I've actually been on the positive end and the receiving end of good karma as well. So I've actually released toxic people, toxic dynamics, forgiven, let go of the hurt and pain. And I feel like I've been rewarded by the universe as a result. So more abundance has flown in to my life shortly after releasing the negativity and the pain and the hurt and the people and the toxic things that were keeping me blocked. I also think that the universe doesn't reward toxicity. And so if we're attached to anyone that is toxic in our close proximity, the universe isn't going to bless us with abundance because the universe doesn't want to be rewarding their behavior. So I think this is important in like close relationships. If we've got poor boundaries and we're in a toxic dynamic with a toxic partner, for example, that just will take and, I don't know, has all these toxic behaviors, the universe is not going to let us be abundant because the universe doesn't want any abundance flowing to that and rewarding that person's behavior. So I kind of feel like it's in our best interest to cut out any toxicity, cut out toxic people, cut out toxic dynamics. And so when we remove the toxic things out of our life, including our own behaviors and our own thoughts and everything like that, and we raise our vibration and we're in a state of flow, abundance flows to us and it's unexpected and it's really amazing. So I hope that this has helped someone. I love you. Bye.